In this video, I'm going to share with you 3 things that you probably did not know about your perfect, divine, higher self. Oh, man. Number 1 is that it's not actually perfect. It's not actually higher. Number 2, but it is actually a perfect manifestation of the cosmos and the cosmic energy that makes up everything. Number 3, it actually doesn't need to be glorified or placed on a pedestal to be worshipped. And number 4 is that you don't really have to do anything to get it, since it's maybe already you. And I think in the intro I said 3 things, but I just said 4 things, and I'm about to say a 5th thing, which is that probably most of the things that we do, think, say, and believe, and dedicate our lives to, our higher perfect self does not give a single shit about. All these institutions and rituals and religions and all of the ridiculousness that we think is so important, and it's who I am, but really it's irrelevant, and we know it's irrelevant. Deep inside, part of ourselves know this is pretty silly, but I can play the game, it's cool, but it's irrelevant, it doesn't really mean anything. But what happens is that we live our lives based on a pyramid, where we develop a spectrum of ideas about ourselves. And at the top of the pyramid is the perfect divine higher aspect of ourselves. And down there at the bottom is the lowly, earthly, evil part of ourselves. But obviously everyone wants to be at the top of the pyramid, so yeah. So that's the Cliff Notes version for everyone who doesn't care and or has a short attention span and or wants to project their pre-existing beliefs on what I said and probably just emotionally react and disagree with what I said because it's counter to uncommon wisdom. But now I want to explain what I mean a little bit more so that you can actually see where I'm coming from. Who knew? Explanations. What? Number 1, about actually not being higher or perfect, is that it's not necessarily higher because it's here and now. It's all the time. It always has been. And the idea of perfection is actually a mental construct. And the problem with mental constructs is that they imply each other, and they're often two-sided. So when you say something's perfect, it's only because in the back of your mind you're comparing it to being imperfect. When you say something's imperfect, it's only because in the back of your mind you're comparing it to an image of being perfect, both of which are just images that exist in our minds, which are only images that exist in our mind. Who knew? And then actually being kind of a fuck-up, kind of imperfect, kind of weird, kind of a rascal, is actually a human normal. Otherwise, we would just be stone Buddhists, just posted up somewhere, like, just fucking not moving. Which that's actually what a lot of people strive to be. I have to perfectly control my emotions, and I'm so bad because I got angry and I got sad and I'm having all these feelings. I'm so unevolved. Right. Who doesn't have feelings? Sociopaths and psychopaths. And look what they've done for the world. Is that really what we want to strive to be? I don't think so, because what happens is these strivings for being higher and perfect have infiltrated our lives religiously, spiritually, and even mainstream psychology. Have these ridiculous ideas about what it means to actually be human and what is actually normal. And mostly it's people trying to turn themselves into robots. And enslave themselves to ideas and images which really have nothing to do with life and enjoying life. Number 2 is this perfect higher divine self is actually a perfect manifestation of the cosmos, but so is everything else. And it's always been true and it always will be, so is it really that big of a deal? It is, I guess, when you don't know and then you know and then you whatever, but it's really not a big deal. But people, what happens is make it a big deal, and then their ego just wraps around this one experience or some idea that they have about themselves, and things get creepy pretty fast. Which is why I did the intro the way I did, where I was like, I just wanted to get real intimate, just want to really, just bare my soul, you know, and just like be really like, just really like connect, you know, and just like deeply and authentically. Number 3 is if it's actually perfect and divine, why would it really require the behavioral, energetic vampirism of being worshipped and glorified? Because actually, if we think about it, this is ghost and demon and parasite behavior. I don't know that this aspect of who we are would really get down with that, because if it would, then it wouldn't be what we think it is. It would actually be, by definition, a ghost, a demon, or a parasite, which is gross and not healthy. So there's that. And then number 4 is that our efforting and addiction to our ignorance is typically clouds our perception so that things are less clear and less apparent for us. In other words, it consumes our bandwidth and clogs our channels. So that's what I meant about like having to do and get and all these things. Now, obviously, everyone's on their own path, and everyone's doing this, and everyone's got their own thing, and blah, 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 blah. Everything's relative. Yeah, I know. If I just sat there, I would not fucking have this conversation. I get it, but it doesn't make what I'm saying irrelevant either, because if everything is relative, then what I'm saying is relatively true as well. So this is a meaningless conversation. And one thing I want to add is I'm not making this video as if I'm somehow like, I'm channeling a divine being from this strange galaxy somewhere. No, I don't. This is fucking not really that big of a deal. It's pretty normal human stuff. I mean, whatever. Anyways, I don't know. Hopefully this made sense. If it didn't, sorry you watched this far. I got nothing for you. So thanks for watching. Subscribe to my channel, like the video, comment, and in your next life, you will inherit $1 million. But if you don't, I don't know. Thanks for watching. Talk to you soon.